So I'm on my way to Hong Kong today from Shenzhen, heading into Wan Chai. I'm going to be speaking at ACS Ignite, which is, they cater to nonprofits. So they're going to have about 60 nonprofits there today, NGOs and such, and I'm speaking to them about crowdfunding and how to do crowdfunding for nonprofits. So the funny thing about this is I'm not really an expert on crowdfunding, and I don't even really want to talk about crowdfunding, but the reason I got into this is because about a year ago, we thought that we were going to start a crowdfunding division at MWI. And so I wrote an article, I actually wrote a couple of articles, and now we get tons of leads for people who need help with crowdfunding. But now it's like, yeah, we'll help people, but it's not like the main focus of our business. We're not starting a department to focus on crowdfunding. I mean, maybe we could in the future. Never say never. In order to be an expert, it's not like you have to know everything about something. You just need to know more about the people that you're speaking to, your audience. And it's the same with clients. Like, we're not the best company in the world to manage a crowdfunding campaign. But if it's an NGO here in Hong Kong, then we might be the best company around. Here, if they want to work with somebody local, we might actually be the best fit. Launching and running a crowdfunding campaign is a lot like writing an article for a magazine, which is something I really know a lot about. I haven't been to Hong Kong in, I don't know how long it's been. It seems like it's been a good month or two at least. Maybe it's been 2 or 3 months. Jason's the managing director of our office there, of MWI's office in Hong Kong, and he does such a good job. I don't need to show up and do anything, so I'm just keeping busy up in Shenzhen and taking care of my stuff up there, and he's taking care of everything down here, and I just don't have to worry about it. It's been great. Well, I'm in Shenzhen now, so I was here in Hong Kong for 3 years. We moved to Shenzhen, China 1 year ago. But yeah, I think a lot of people actually wear a mask. That's when I tell people I'm in China, they're here in China. I started looking into it, and then we got scared, and we moved to Hong Kong first. And we said this will be an easier stepping stone. So we moved to Hong Kong.
You were in the States at this point.
Yeah, we were in the States, and we moved to Hong Kong, and we lived here for 3 years. And then a year ago, finally we said, you know what, we can do this. And we moved across into China.
To the border.
Yeah, we're like, it's still close. We can hop back and forth. And so we went over to Shenzhen, and yeah, we've just been loving it.
And Josh has kindly agreed to come down from Shenzhen today to talk to us about 6 ways nonprofits imitate journalists to achieve crowdfunding success. So Josh, thank you for being with us.
Just a little bit by way of introduction here. So I run this digital marketing agency called MWI. Actually, I don't even run it anymore. I've got a great team that's running it for me. One of those people is Jason Wong. He's here in the front. He's our managing director here in Hong Kong. And so if you have marketing questions, especially if you have marketing questions in Cantonese, you can talk to him and he can speak all about that to you. My Cantonese is terrible, even though I lived here for 3 years. I know about 10 words. I know there's a lot of detail here. Jason's happy to answer all your questions about this stuff afterwards. So these are 6 ways to identify your audience, find your unfair advantage, craft your message, create a community, target influencers or KOLs, and newsjack. These are 6 tactics that I've used to generate more traffic for my writing and leverage that writing to get more attention. If you use this with the content that you're producing as NGOs, then you'll be able to generate more attention for your causes. It will help your crowdfunding campaigns succeed in a big way beyond anything that any little hack or any little trick with Facebook is going to do for you. So focus on some of these bigger questions regarding telling your story, identifying your audience, these fundamental things, and then start filling in the blanks with all those little technical tricks. Thank you very much.
We are the faces of ACS!
Why I moved to China. So 5 years ago, my wife and I started talking about adopting a child from China. And we had already adopted our first daughter from the US, and then we had a biological, and then we started looking at where our next child would come from. And we just had a feeling like she would come from China. And also lots of great skate spots in Shenzhen, which I haven't had time to take advantage of yet, but I need to get back into skating shape and get out and skate there. Ready?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so I'm here with my buddy Scott Stiles. Scott is the founder of Fair Agency. I'll let him tell you about what that is, but the way that this video came about is I came down from Shenzhen to Hong Kong to do a talk today. We filmed that. Scott and I connected and said, hey, why don't we go to lunch together? And then I was like, hey, why don't we interview you and talk about your agency and what you're doing? Because Scott's business is amazing, and what he's doing as a nonprofit here in Hong Kong is changing an entire industry. And it's an industry that matters, that this is impacting people's lives in a very real, tangible, substantive way. And as we talk about this, you're going to see why this is so meaningful and why this matters and why this is a big deal. And I hope there's some takeaways for other entrepreneurs out there, especially social venture type entrepreneurs, because if you can follow the stuff that Scott's doing, where he's changing an industry, but through capitalism, I think there's a lot of power to change other industries as well and other places around the world. Like he's like part of Hong Kong history with the church and stuff.
Part of the Hong Kong MWI history.
Yeah.
Right now, I only spend 1 or 2 days a week in Hong Kong.
Okay.
Well,
Where are you
work
usually?
hours.
So now he's taking over Shenzhen too.
Oh, okay. So then you have more time to do coaching and stuff?
Yeah, so,
Yeah, most of his time is KOL.
Man, so much just happened since we talked. Like,
I know.
the day's over, almost. It's like only 6 o'clock. I'm dead. I've been up since 3:30 a.m. Got 3 hours of sleep last night. I'm not proud of that, but that's the reality of this week. But it was a good day. Got to speak, got some leads. It's great. One of the women came up to me after the talk today at ACS, and she's like, yeah, my husband needs to talk to you. He just made himself the CMO of this pretty big company in Hong Kong. She's like, he just made himself the CMO, but he's a lawyer. He doesn't know anything about marketing. And I told him he doesn't know anything about marketing. He's like, oh, I can do this. And she's like, but he needs to talk to you because you wrote that CMO book. So anyway, supposedly she's going to connect me with her husband, who she says is a CMO who doesn't know anything about marketing. So we'll see how that goes. I also stocked up on almond milk. It's really expensive in China. So I filled up a whole suitcase with it in Hong Kong, take it across the border. Customs never seems to care. So, yeah, so it's been they have opened my bag before and saw the almond milk in it, and they're like, whatever. So, they did look at the books a little more closely, though. They look pretty closely at books when I'm going across the border into China. So, anyway, it's been a good day. I'm ready for it to be over. I'm ready to get to sleep because I got to get up at 3:30 a.m. again tomorrow morning, doing more interviews for Influence Summit. And can't wait till next week when all the interviews are done, even though I'm loving doing the interviews.